All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do this shit right now because I already said it. I told you. I said it when you know it was eight escapees, and eight escapees turned into five, and they caught five. I said it. My two, it'd be hard pressed to catch them. I said it. And it looks like your boy was right. And I said on my last video, I hope to see two of them little niggas in Cuba or Mexico. These are the two I was talking about. Now, and then my mom, okay, yeah. Do you know them? As if you don't. And she was like, whoa. Because I told her I didn't know them. But then when she realized that Wu, even myself, like I look at Wu as a kid, well, Derek Groves, okay, he, back in like what, 2007. You know what I'm saying? He was 7 years old, bro. He got to be like 26, 27 years old right now. He's a kid. You know what I'm saying? I know his uncles, his aunts, and Twan, man. Twan. I remember when he escaped juvie. They're saying he's the mastermind and shit. They're saying that he manipulated the janitor to cut the water off for the plumbing system so that they can escape through the toilet system. And I didn't realize that he escaped like a second time, but this is the third time. I didn't realize that. I know the juvie thing. Um, but yeah, his dad, Big Twan. They make songs about him. They have rap songs out here about him. Matter of fact, his dad and Rabbit, Lil Wayne's pops, were real close. Really, really close. And if I were to sit here and say that, yeah, these are good kids, a lot of people wouldn't believe me. I would say that they're both kind of funny. I know them not as a conglomerate. I know them separately. New Orleans is kind of small. The other eight, I didn't know them, but I know my two. I tell you, I tell you how smart. Like they're not really smart, but I tell you some funny shit. I could tell you some stories about both of them, but I can tell you that they're real smart. And yeah, when I said on that video, you'll be hard pressed, to find them very soon within the date range of finding everybody else for sure. And they're saying, oh yeah, they're in the metropolitan area. I doubt it. I doubt it. These two little niggas, like they'd be like, hey, what's up, onk, 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 and I haven't seen. Wow, shit, it's been a while since I seen Wu. But with Twan, I want to say it's been about what, 2.5, maybe what, 3 years. The news has it all wrong. Like YouTubers have it all wrong when we start talking about the escape itself. They say that my nephew fucked around and manipulated the maintenance man, but they didn't make it seem like they pulled the door off the hinges and then ran, through I guess one cell and got through the. It's the opposite way around. Now the thing about Orleans Parish Prison, the thing about OPP is It's 2 men to a cell. Lockdown is at 10 o'clock. And then they open up the cells at about 6, between 6 and 6:15 in the morning for breakfast. And then they lock you back until 8 o'clock in the morning. And all of this shit happened, I want to say, between the wee hours of 12 noon and 1 o'clock in the morning, right? So it said that the guard was on lunch. This is around the time they do rollout. Like they start rolling people out around 12 noon or 12 midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when they start. They don't let people find themselves out of there at 5, 6, 7 in the afternoon, 3, 4, 5. No, these motherfuckers wait until it's after 12. And not only that, the tier itself is downstairs, there's cell blocks, and upstairs, there's cell blocks. So anybody who escaped were all downstairs. Motherfuckers, upstairs, like how I was when I was in that bitch. When I was upstairs, I would have been looking up. I was like, God damn, some lucky motherfuckers, But no, I wouldn't have escaped. They just missed my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have had any reason to escape. But you would have had to been on the first floor. But then, how the hell did 10 people get out? Because it's 2 men to a cell. That toilet that they're showing plastered all on social media, all on the news, that toilet, is for a 2-man cell. There's a toilet, a sink, and a desk, and a bunk bed in there. And make it seem like all of them went through this one particular cell. Oh man. So who kept the doors open? So everybody on the first floor was free to go. That's what they did. Everybody, you probably got about I want to say about 25 cell blocks downstairs and like 28 upstairs and shit, because they got like little hallways. But the door they went out of, that's downstairs in the corner. Nobody ever touches that door. Then if you come up like a little further, because they just had it directly on them, focusing on that door. But then there's showers and shit, like, there's cells and then there's showers and shit. I'm talking about, I was there, like I was really there. And then I'm not bragging on it, but I know the layout. I saw the layout. But yeah, man, that's weird. That's weird to see that shit, man. I hope they're safe. I really do. I hope they're safe. Especially Wu, man. I hope he's safe, like really. And then when I saw them leaving the actual lodge, when they showed them all running, he was the first one to run. And you saw how quick he smoked everybody, like he was gone. I was like, oh shit, yeah. I know when I see him, like, he's the tallest one out the group. Yeah, man, funny shit with that. It was a time I probably shouldn't even be, telling stories and shit. But yeah. And everybody placing their bet. One dude was telling me last night, he was like, oh man, I lost my bet, he said, so one of them other motherfuckers he was expecting to be one of the last ones to get caught. No. I doubt that, I know smart motherfuckers when I see them, and that's all I had to say. Nothing else. Shit. Sam, no personal stories, I know smart motherfuckers when I see them. These little dudes right here to me, they little dudes. I'm close to their aunts, to their uncles and shit. Let me see here. I'm walking outside of my building. Just walking around in here. But yeah, they little dudes. Let me see. Is these motherfuckers open today? I'm gonna check them out in a minute. All right. But yeah, man. Yeah. And you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. And that's one thing I know for sure. That those two motherfuckers had a plan. I mean, you know, I'm not saying I'm proud, bro, but hey, it shows. Like it's like, wow, man. You know, I don't want even. I don't want to say I'm proud. I don't. I don't. And my mom like, do you know them? Shit, you know them too. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Yeah. Man, shut up, Sam. You know, like, we lost a lot of people over the years. I'll go back to my building here. We lost a lot of people over the years, and you know, sometimes you just tend to forget people. I can tell you, you go to funerals, and after the funeral, after the repast, everybody just splits up and goes back to their lives. And I don't want to be like that. You know, and I never was like that. I always try to stay in tune with people and remember certain dates, you know, remember anniversaries and birthdays and shit like that, you know. I think that's kind of special when you do things like that. So when it comes down to these two particular families, you know, and not just them, there's other families, other people who I tend to reach out to. It shows, you know, and it feels good when people really speak good about you, you know, about doing that. And I've always gotten that too. So, shout out to both families, and keep your head up, and yeah, we all gonna get through this, you know. And if y'all too can hear me, stay safe, stay safe, stay off the fucking grid, and you know. See, I can't say I'm proud, like, but y'all be safe. And I'm out. Sam Sim. Peace.